Use of shall and will. Shall is used in the first person and will in all persons to express future intentions and actions. So that means that the use of shall will be limited because it is mostly used with the first person. So that will be making the use of shall quite limited to first persons only. Whereas will be used for all persons to express future intentions and actions. For example, I shall be 25 next birthday. Because I is the first person, so the auxiliary verb shall is being used here. Whereas in the next example we see we will need the money next week. Although this is also first person, but it is first person plural, so we are using will here because the nature of the sentence is such that we need to use will here. Why do we use will here, although it is the first person and we are claiming that shall is used with the first person? Why are we then using will with the first person in the second example? We are doing that because of the intention of the speaker. The first one says, I shall be 25 because I am sure I am going to be 25 next birthday. Whereas we will need the money next week. This is about some necessity that has to be done in future, but it is not to be confirmed by us. It concerns some other bodies. That is why we cannot use shall in this case, because we are not very sure, because of the nature of the sentence tells us that we will need the money next week, but we are not really sure that we will use that money next week because we will need it next week. We are showing a future intention or a future action that we will need the money next week, but we are not very sure about it. Some examples which show the use of shall and will. When shall we see you again? Again, we are using shall with the first person plural. Although in the last sentence we did not use shall with we because the intention and the action that is to take place is not very certain with us. But here when we say, when shall we see you again, this is a question and there is a form of request in it, and we are sure that we would like to see you again, and therefore we are using the word shall here. You will see that I am right. In this case, I have to use you will see. This is the second person, and with the second person you can always use will. Also, you can use the word shall sometimes with the second person you. For example, you shall have it. But that has to be an intention in which you think you are going to do it, and therefore you are sure about it and you say you shall have it.